Well, good evening, ministry leaders and ministry spearheads. I pray that you have had an awesome Labor Day. I know you did because this is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad therein. I am here for our Monday/Tuesday morning staff meeting. You know how we do. We look back, then we look forward, and we talk about what it is that we need to do as a local church. I want to start out talking about something that I was talking about on Sunday. I really got to it in the 9 a.m. service. Did not really get a chance to make mention of it the way I wanted to in this in the 11:15 service. I may just mention it again because I didn't just get it all the way out. But listen to this. Culture is about the heart and the head, and then it shapes what we do with our hands. Prayerfully, you guys have been walking with me and really been noticing what it is that I've been trying to do as the leader. I've been trying to shape the culture of our organization. I'm trying to get it in our heart and trying to get it in our head so it will in turn get in our hands. And I started out talking this past Sunday about coaching. I want to re-emphasize it for you on this staff meeting. Great churches have great intangibles. The culture is created and guarded by the leader. The culture is created and the culture is guarded by the leader, and in turn the culture is created and guarded by the ministry leader. So it starts with Lady C and myself, and also trickles down to you all. It's created and it's guarded by the leader and the ministry leaders. Listen to this. Healthy culture never just happens. You just don't roll out of bed and just say, oops, we got a healthy culture. Oh, our church is healthy. No, 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 no. It takes work. You all, many of you was with us as we walked through Samuel Chan, cracking your church's culture. That was one of the things that he talked about, that healthy churches and healthy cultures are not by accident, but no, it takes work. It takes work. We have to be very, very intentional and very, very strategic with making sure that we are a healthy church and our church has a healthy culture. Our culture, hear me good, is a combination of what I create and what I allow. Our culture is a healthy combination of what I create and what I allow. So this is why I'm very pointed in some things that I say. This is why I some people say I just see everything and watch everything because our culture is not just what I say, because you can say we're big on this and we're big on that, but then when it really boils down to it, if I allow certain things that's antithetical to what it is that who we are we really for this? Are we really committed to excellence? Are we really committed to evangelism? Are we really committed to youth empowerment? Are we really committed to humility and love? Are we really committed to pleasing God? Are we really committed to all these things that we say we're committed to? Or are we just saying that because I allow everything that's totally opposite over and against what it is that we're supposed to stand for? So I'm giving this to you because I think it's important. I want us all to get this because I want you to get this as well. Your culture in your ministries, it is what you create and what it is that you allow. So the number one thing I said this Sunday, the number one thing that shapes, the number one force that shapes our culture is our values. Do you know our core values? I know you people probably don't know them if you don't know them. So I want to challenge you. Make sure you know our core values. Our vision, as I said in the 11:15 service, is commitment. We're here to connect people to God, connect people to God-given purpose, connect this church and community, and then from there, our values flow. How do we get that done? We get that done through all of our core values. That's how we get that done. How do we connect people to God? We connect them through our core values because we're committed to this and committed to that and committed to this and committed to that. That's how we get it done, through our core values. So that's very, very key and very essential. What we value determines what we do. I've been refocusing, restructuring our ministry. You've heard me talk about it many times here. The way I'm structuring our ministry around our core values. It was, for the most part, we were already there. The way we were doing what we need to do around our core values, but there was some loose ends, and I've been trying to tighten that up. A strong, this is a quote, I don't know if I said it or not, but it's here. a strong, effective, growing organization. If you show me a strong and effective growing organization, I'll show you a group of people unified around clearly stated values. If you show me a group of people that is growing, an organization, a church that's growing, that's flowing, I'll show you a group of people that are strongly knitted together around some core values. And the opposite is true as well. You show me a struggling, ineffective organization or church, I will show you an organization or a church with unclear and unhealthy values. So here, if we're going to be healthy, if we're going to do what it is that God wants us to do, we have to rally around our values. Our culture is a result of what we value and what we, let me read it exactly. Our culture is a result of what we value. If we want a different culture, we have to change what we value. And I don't think we need to change what we value on paper. I think we need to change what we value, what we have in our heart, and what we actually doing. So I wanted to kick that off. Wanted to give that to you a few minutes. Been 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and 13 seconds. But I think it's very key that we all on the same page when it comes down to culture. You're gonna hear me start talking about culture a lot. You're gonna hear me start talking about our core values a lot. I really hit home on the commitment to pleasing God and commitment to evangelism this past Sunday. And I'll be hitting evangelism again, and I'll be hitting probably pleasing the Lord again, but I'll be hitting several of them because I just think it is so vital and so important that we drive that value system down through everyone. I want to start by saying I don't believe you guys, even right here on this video, I don't believe you guys are watching these videos. I just don't believe you are. 3 reasons why. I gave it to you on Saturday afternoon. 3 reasons why I believe you're not watching them. Number 1, the views tell me whether or not you're watching them or not. When we got 20 plus ministry leaders, and the views tell on you every time. The like button on the GroupMe, not on YouTube. I can't tell who likes a video on YouTube, but I can tell who likes it on GroupMe. All that is just you know what the word is, accountability to let me know. And we're on an honor system. I'm not in your car, not at home with you. I don't know whether you watch it or not, but it's an honor system saying, Pastor, I honor you enough to hit this hard. Number 1, because you asked me, and number 2, because I watched the video in its entirety. And number 3, because of the information that I'm giving you, you're not following through with it. So I know you guys aren't watching these videos. It's very discouraging, very disheartening to know that we're not following through with what we have in place. But it's all good. There's no sense in me getting down in the dumps about it. No sense in me jumping off any bridges. I'll just make the necessary adjustments that I need to make because I know as an organization we're not moving forward, not moving the needle the way that we need to. I'm giving the same information over and over and over again. I sit down and I plow through. You know, I'm very prepared when I do these videos. I look back at my notes from all of the ones that I previously done, all the ones we previously talked about, and I go through these and I talk about these things that we have said, things we've spoken. All these are previous staff meetings or quarterback videos, as I was calling them back then. But I sit down and I read that, and I go over the things that we've talked about on a week-to-week basis, and see some of the things that we've done and we haven't done. And it's just really sad. It's really sad that we're just talking about the same things over and over again. But we're going to change that. We're going to change that. So please watch this video in its entirety and also like it at the end. All right, you don't have to get extra with me and all. You know, I know you guys will say, well, I forgot this and I watched it and all. Just follow through. That's all it is. It's a simple thing. We watch it and we follow through. All right, so when it comes some house cleaning things before we jump into the services. One thing is GroupMe, and since I'm talking about GroupMe, perfect segue. When you guys are adding people on GroupMe, please, there's some house rules. Please, first and foremost, don't add anyone with any title. I know we got a lot of people that come to our ministry. They come, they're bishop this, they're apostle that. Not being sarcastic or facetious, I'm just serious as I can. Pastor this, missionary that, yada yada yada, all these different titles or whatever. Do not add anyone on GroupMe with a title. Me and Lady C are the only ones that have a title. What's the reason? Why do I do that? because I'm establishing order in our local church, and I don't want no one the guess and the wonder who's this person and who's the senior pastor, who's the person in charge, this person, that person, this person, pastor, this person, that. I don't want to be any confusion. Now, hear my heart so you can know why I think and know what I do. I don't purposely disrespect anyone. If you come to our ministry, I'm just speaking in broad terms when it comes down to people coming to Truth and Love. If someone comes to Truth and Love Ministries and they tell me they're pastor so-and-so, bishop so-and-so, missionary so-and-so, if that's what they want me to call them, guess what? I'm going to call them that. I'm going to call them whatever they want me to call them. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'm going to call them whatever they want me to call them. But then when it comes down to someone getting put into our ministry, whether it be group me, and also start facilitating and matriculating through our school of ministry and funneling through what it is that we're doing in the ministry as a ministry. Now that's a whole nother ball game, because I have my structure here at Truth and Love Ministry. I have my structure, and wherever they came from, they have their structure. But I'll acknowledge you. I respect Pastor Steve. I respect Pastor Watts. I respect so many others that come that are pastors and bishops and so many other things. I respect you for who you are in the kingdom and what you've done. But when it comes down to truth and love, we have to have some type of dividing line, because I'm not a bishop, and I want to be called bishop. I want to be called Pastor Kobe. So there must be some type of distinction in the house of God where we know who the leader is. And you think that maybe to some that you may think that's not a lot or very important, but it is very, very important. It's very, very essential. Myself and my wife, we is the leaders. So don't add anybody on group me with their title. That's my train of thought. And number two, please explain to them the group me rules when you're adding them. If that's a new rule of thumb, if you're adding them on group me, please explain to them, these are time we post, this is the time we don't post. You know, this type of thing. Just give them the rules. Just find the picture, keep it in your phone, text them the picture, give them the rules. Because what happens when they're new to group me and they start posting outside of the parameters, and then I have to check somebody, now Pastor Kobe looks like the bad guy, and I'm just harping on the new people for posting on group me, and the first thing they're gonna say is, I don't want to post no more. I don't want to I'm gonna uninstall it. I'm gonna put it on silent. I don't say nothing. So now they're offended. Now they're upset with me because I have to keep order, have to govern the order. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing to them. Y'all just gonna talk about them amongst each other. Y'all won't say anything to them. So I'm the one that have to step up and say something. Now I'm the big bad wolf and big bad guy because I have to say something. So I want y'all to be the bad guys. I want them to like me. They don't like y'all. That's fine. But I want y'all to give them the rules. And this is the importance of giving people information, being proactive. This is why we push handbooks. This is why we push meetings. This is why we push conference calls, where you all are giving these individuals this information beforehand, to where when they cross the line or something happens, they can't take it personal. I'm not saying we need a handbook for group me. I'm just making a point. So if we're telling them beforehand, hey, before I add you, let me tell you the little rules now, because I don't want you to get in trouble. Don't post anything before 6. Don't post anything after 10. No personal conversation. Just real simple, real easy, so they won't do it. And so when they do, if they do it, and I have to correct them or have to say something, they won't take it personal. So let's help me out and let's get ahead of that. So when we're putting people on group me, maybe we just need to go to certain people, putting people on group me to make sure we stay connected, maybe we stay consistent rather. I hate to do that, but I want us to stay consistent. So give them the information. If I see you added somebody on group me, I'm going to ask you, did you have a conversation with them to let them know the rules? So let's please make sure we do that. All right, let's look back. Let's look forward. Thursday night. On Thursdays, I have a video intro for our Marked series. We just got to get our timing together. I never really talked to you guys about the timing. I have an intro video that I want to play noon and also 7 p.m. So noon, my timing is I'm going to pray, have everybody sit down, and then we roll our intro video. At 7 p.m., I'll do the same thing. I would love it. I would love it if for 7 p.m. the praise scene will sing. No, I'll get up on the stage. I want to get on the stage because sometimes I want to flow after that song. So 7 p.m. I'll get up on the stage. I'll do the same thing. I'll pray. Then when everybody sits down, that's when we'll do our intro. See, what throws us off is we have people cutting the lights on, and then I don't want to roll the video. Then lights come back off and all that. Just no, I don't want to do that. I like our services to flow. I want them to be seamless. So that's why I'll be like, well, don't worry about it. We won't play it today. So I want us to get consistent, get on the same page. So noonday, men, Suge, Marcus, just listen up. I'll pray, and then you roll the intro video. Same thing, 7 p.m. I get up on the stage, I'll pray, and then we'll roll the intro video. All right. Thank you, Mama Graves. Mama Graves been stepping it up on Thursday, noonday. She's already been doing prayer. She already been singing, but she really went in this past Thursday. Let's keep it going, Mama Graves. She is my Thursday praise team. I'll throw it out there to others as well. If you are free and you want to be a part of what we're doing at noonday, if you're on the praise team, if you're not on the praise team, we got to talk. But if you're on the praise team, if you're free, you're more than welcome to come help us in worship. And we'll talk about some particulars. I'm not too fond of people coming and singing and leaving. I'm not too fond of that. Y'all got to pray about that. Y'all got to pray about that for me. That way I can be okay with somebody coming praying and come singing and just leaving. I'm not too a fan of that. But maybe to add the emphasis on noonday with the praise and worship, maybe I'll go to the negotiating table with you and see if I'll let you come sing and leave. We'll talk about it. You got to come back at 7 p.m. Maybe that'll be, and stay the whole time. Maybe that'll be the caveat. So we'll talk. If you're interested, let me know. But thank you, Mama Graves. You're doing an awesome job. I want to continue to push Thursdays. I keep saying this every week. Continue to push Thursdays, noonday, 7 p.m. I want to do something out the box, something strategic. We just got to sit down and we got to come together. How we're gonna do this? Nisha told me that she was trying to get a sit down powwow with Miss Jewel, so you guys can talk about a strategic marketing plan for noonday. And 7 p.m. That would be phenomenal if we can do that. We did talk about posting on Wednesday night and Thursday morning when it comes down for Thursday, noonday, and also 7 p.m. But I just want to think of something that we can do to get the word out there. I think it's very, very important. Thursday service, noonday went well. 7 p.m. went well. I was trying to stop at a particular time, really trying to have you guys out by as close to 8 o'clock as possible, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep working towards that as the school year progresses, and we want to kind of use that as like a drawing card. We're only gonna be here for a little bit over an hour. Where we do praise and worship from 7 to 7:15. I hit the stage at 7:15. And can minister from 7:15 up until 8, right up until about 8:10, 8:15, somewhere in there. Give me that hour time. I think we can pull it off and be walking out the door 8:15, 8:20, or close to 8 o'clock as possible. You see how I just bought me 15 more minutes there, just that fast. But anyway, I want to be able to get in and out on Thursday night. So let's keep that up. All right, Sunday, 9 a.m. Went well. Labor Day weekend, good God Almighty, is first kin to 4th of July weekend. We had 163 adults between the two services, and then we had 37 kids between the two services. As I always say, give or take 10 to 15 people that stayed over. Didn't have a whole lot of people that stayed over this particular Sunday. But it's Labor Day weekend. It just is what it is. We're going to be a little light. 9 o'clock service was actually pretty decent. When it comes down to attendance, we had some minor sound issues. When it comes down to 9 o'clock service, it was too loud. I walked in the sanctuary. It's like deafening. So we want to make sure we monitor that. Make sure we keep the volume. We're regulating the volume. Same thing happened 11:15 service. I was standing at the entrance. I noticed that someone moved from the front to the back. I waited till they got seated, and I asked Miss Carol. I said, "Hey, why she moved?" She just said it was just absolutely too loud. So I know it's a matter of preference, but we don't want to be deafening the people. We don't want to be so excruciating to where their heads are hurting and their ears are ringing. No, we want to make sure it's tolerable. We want to make sure we get a little thump. We want to make sure that that is what's the word I'm looking for? That is that they can handle it. So 9 o'clock service, that's what we was going on. It was just a little too loud when it comes down to the sound. Praise team did good. My takeaway from praise team 9 o'clock service. We can't do solos anymore on Communion Sunday. Miss Ruth did a phenomenal job. Does not to pick at Miss Ruth. So Miss Ruth did a phenomenal job, but I think it breaks up our flow for what we're trying to do on Communion Sunday. So Jeree, no more solos on Communion Sunday. I want to, we have a lot of other Sundays. I want you to hear me clearly. And I think we talked about this, Jeree. All of the other Sundays, except for the Sundays, we got 19 things going on, like spoken word or poet or poetry or a play or something like that, or praise dance. All those other Sundays that we have, you guys can, you for the most part, almost every Sunday, you guys sing before I get up to minister. Yes, sir, yes. Yeah, I believe y'all do. So y'all can take any one of those Sundays and do a solo. Don't have to check with me. Don't got to ask. I just want it to be right. Want it to be good. And that I'll be fine with that. And be timely, especially 9 o'clock service. So no more solos on Communion Sunday. Just kind of throws off our flow. I kind of fussed a little bit. So I'm like, y'all got to sing something. Because I was up doing communion. Y'all was standing up on the front row trying to figure out what's going on. Y'all got to sing a song. Because we got to pass this stuff out, and I think they had already passed it out, but I wanted you guys to sing when they was taking it back. So let's just keep the same flow that we had on Communion Sunday. Let's do solo Sundays another Sunday. I want a solo. I almost said every month. I would love to have a solo at least once a month, as we were doing, but you just can't do it on Communion Sunday. I know I kind of took y'all Sunday, but just take another Sunday. All right, I believe it'll be all right. But I want another solo, but not on Communion Sunday. Other thing was, when I was done with the preaching moment, at the 9 o'clock service, you'll see, because I'm going to post it here on YouTube as soon as I finish my little slicing and dicing there. 9 o'clock service, I got done with the preaching moment. It was some dead air, dead space. It was that time from between when I get done preaching to going to the altar call song. Dead air. I don't like dead air. I don't like no music. I want to keep the music going. I want to keep the flow going. So I want us to be, what the word is, I want us to be more intentional when it comes to that moment. We don't have that dead air, that way we can kind of flow right into the altar call song. We can flow right into the altar call song. There's some dead air. I'm really a person about flow, and I'll speak to that as well about flow, because I think I startled some people sometime when I step on the stage. I know I did with Miss Ruth. She thought I was rushing her. Because I stepped on the stage. I'm not necessarily rushing anybody when I step on the stage. I just like to flow. I'm not cutting y'all off when I step on the stage. I want to be in place, so when y'all done, I can step up. When I'm ready to go, I walk to the podium. I walk to my stand when I'm ready to go. So I'm not cutting y'all off. I just want to be in place. And just like I want y'all to be in place when the news is done, hint, hint. Just like I want y'all to be in place when it's your turn, I want you to already be in place. So there's no dead air, there's no dead space, there's not people looking around trying to figure out what's next, and people looking at the paper and all that kind of stuff. No, I want us to flow. So that's what I do. When I step on the stage, I'm just in place. So when they're done, I can just step right up, and then we can go on from there. So that I like the flow. And the same thing when I'm done with the preaching moment, what I call the preaching moment, when I'm preaching hard and then we stop the music, I want us to flow right into the altar call song. But there was some dead air. You'll see it. It just went totally silent. Other thing when it comes down to, Jeree, I know we've talked about this so many times, but I want us to be able to, I don't know what we can do when it comes down to musicians and the moment. I know we talked about 30 minutes, but it hasn't been working well for me. I know it's been a little longer than 30. We going to like the 40-minute mark or so. And also, especially that second service, to me, just kind of comes in just a little flat. Not necessarily you and Bernard, but kind of come in a little flat, a little cold. And I, as I've had a conversation with you guys before, I don't think you guys can go and be detached from the moment, be detached from the service, and then jump right back in and flow. and flow like that. I'm in the service. I've made it my business to make sure I'm in praise and worship. If I had to sit there, especially the second service, I had to sit there, kind of regain my composure. If I had to sit there, 9 o'clock, sometimes there's things going on. I can't come in as fast, but I try to make sure I be in some worship, at least one of the services, if not both of the services. I want to be in worship. So if I'm in worship and I'm engaged and I'm enjoying the worship, trying to see what's going on, then I think in turn everybody should engage in all of the services, not my part, their part, this part, that part. I think it's a consistent thing that where all of us together are doing what we need to do. And we're doing it together. So I really want you guys to kind of put your heads together. We talked about the little back section back there by the air. We talked about the room, being in the room, but I'm just not feeling it. So I want you guys to kind of put your heads together on that. Maybe especially that second service, and maybe I can get one of you. I know you have to do what you need to do, Jeree, to get Darnell to hang in with me while I'm preaching and ministering. So I can have somebody with me. And if I decide to get fired up, if I want to stop in 30 minutes, if I want to break out into a song or break out into something, I can't do it because I'm restricted because nobody is there. So we'll talk about that a little more. We talked about this several times already, but I'm really going to keep and stay on it because I want our culture to shift when it comes down to that. I want our musicians, I want our musicians as a whole to be engaged in the entire service and not be detached in any moment of it, but engage in the entire service. And I feel like if I lead by example and I'm engaged in all parts of the service other than when I'm going to the restroom, I think that everybody else can do the same thing other than when they go into the restroom. Speaking of going to the restroom, Jeree, please speak to the praise team that when they come down off the stage to go potty and then come back and sit on the front row. This going to the restroom, man, is getting very old. Coming all the way from the front row, all the way to the go potty or wherever we're going to do, then coming all the way back up to the front. We have to stop it. Thank you, Ms. Haskins. Ms. Haskins made me some Ecclesiastes 5:1 plasters that I'm going to plaster around the church. Keep thy foot in the house of the Lord. But Jeree, I'm putting this responsibility on your shoulders. Please instruct the praise team that when you come down, after y'all get done praise worship, already have the ushers in place to come in and bring everybody fans and bring the praise team fans. In particular, this is for the praise team. Bring them fans so they don't have to get up, go hunting for fans, looking for fans, then come back, sit down, then go to the bathroom, sit down through most of the message, and then go to the bathroom, then come back. I mean, that's really old. That's really old. So if you can instruct them, Jeree, in a nice, loving way. If they know they have a weak bladder or they've drunk a lot of water, they can sit towards the back. That just give them a cop out. I think they just need to sit up to the front and go use the bathroom like everybody else and come sit back down and not go in the middle of the message, because that's very distracting. With the way our church is set up, just set up in an awkward way right now. And when we change it, God knows when we build something else or we move somewhere else, I'm going to fix that. But right now we got to do what we need to do. So please instruct the team, Jeree, to go to the restroom before I get up. I mean, as soon as they come down on stage, go to the restroom, just come back and sit down so it's not so much movement. Same thing with you all ministry leaders, all that moving, all that walking, all that back and forth. I mean, we're just out of hand when it comes to it. And I'm trying to be Mr. Good Guy because I look like Mr. Bad Guy when I'm always fussing. But everybody don't know I sit here and make hour-long videos every week talking about this stuff. But then when I get up and I'm fussing, I just look like Mr. Bad Guy because he got some bad nerves or something. No, my nerves not bad. I just like things done decently and in order. And I believe when the man of God is up, I just believe that. I did this for my pastor. When my man of God got up, you better not call me out of service for nothing unless it was an absolutely emergency. Come open up the office. Come go across the street. Are you kidding me? Man, the man preaching. No, I ain't finna go nowhere. I'm not finna do anything. When the man of God is up, that's how I just didn't start doing that when I was pastoring. I mean, ask someone, ask my wife, ask somebody that's with me at Philippians. I didn't do nothing else when the man of God was up. That was the time I sat down and I got the word. And I just feel, I believe in you reap what you sow. And that's what I did with my man of God. And I believe that when I'm up, when I'm ministering, when Lady C's up, when Lady C's ministering, I believe that it's nothing else more important right now. Nothing else is more important. I believe we ought to be in place. Go to the restroom. Know y'all been working. I know y'all been doing what y'all need to do. Go to the restroom, get you some water, relieve yourself, whatever. But come back and get these marching orders. And I just think that's so important. All right, let me keep on going. No solos on Communion Sunday. Altar call, I'm still on praise him. I'm so sorry. I love y'all too. Altar call, y'all a little slow. I came in a little too loud, rather, that first service on the altar call. I was like, so we got to gradually kind of let me bring you in. I want you to be playing it, Jeree, and they can be singing it, but sing it softly. Sing it softly, not drowning me out to where I can't even, give the appeal or whatever it is I'm trying to do. So come in softly, not too strong, and then I'll bring you in. As I'm praying, as I'm talking, I'll think of a way to bring the song in, and you'll know it, and it'll be your turn to sing. But just make sure you instruct them on that, Jeree. Thank you so much. When it comes down to moving forward, ministers of worship, listen to me. I didn't want to put anybody up this past Sunday because of communion, but moving forward, as we are moving on these next few Sundays, you're gonna be seeing the individuals I aforementioned on my previous staff meetings. When you guys get up to pray, especially at 9 o'clock service, I want that prayer to be succinct. I want it to be brief. And I want it to be on point. And when, that 9 o'clock service, I'm not telling you to constrain, not telling you to quench the spirit, but the spirit is telling you what to do right now. When it comes down to doing that prayer, whether it's a 9 o'clock service or 11:15, this is what I want you guys to be praying. I want you guys to be praying specifically and strategically for the remaining of the service. If we're not praying for Obama, we're not praying for Trump, we're not praying for anything else at that particular moment or time. We're not praying for the economy. We're not praying for Black Lives Matter. We're not praying for the Ku Klux Klan. We're not praying for any of that right now. That portion of the that's what the intercessors have done. The intercessors have done that before the service. They pray for everything in the world. That's what they're supposed to do. And they pray for the services as well. But I'm inserting this moment of prayer, this time of prayer, to be specific, to pray about the remainder of the services. In particular, the Word of God. In particular, that souls will be saved, that lives will be changed, that the hearts of the people will be ready to be ministered to, their hearts will be pricked, and their hearts will be open, that the anointing will flow, continue to flow. Make sure you use that, continue to flow for the remainder of the service. So that's what that prayer is about. That prayer is about the remainder of the service, that the anointing will continue to flow, that yokes will be destroyed, that bands will be broken, that shackles will be loosed, that the Word of God will have a free course, that the people of God will be on tiptoe anticipation. That's what I want you guys praying for. I don't want you, as I said, all around the world praying about this and praying about that. That is what I want that minister worship spot to be. Now, when I get up and I pray, I can pray about what I want to pray about. It's my church. I can pray what I want to. So I'm not out of order. When I get up and I want to pray, I get up and pray. If I want to get up and praise, I get up and praise. So this rule don't apply to me and my wife. Don't apply for me and Lady C. Lady C get up when she wants to pray, when she wants to praise, and when she wants to do whatever it is she wants to do. That's on her. She is the leader, and she has that. I'm not holding her to the same standard as I'm holding you all. You guys not in the same bag, not in the same pot. She passes with me, and everybody else are ministers of worship. So I want us to make sure we're clear on that. That when she gets up, she wants to minister, wants to praise, want to preach, do whatever she wants to do. It's her church. She can do that. When I get up, I can do that. It's my church. I can do that. But I'm instructing you all as ministers of worship, your RJs of life, your Mama Graves of life, your Miss Jewel who's coming, Miss Abigail, Mimi, Miss Lass, Pete, whomever else I may be forgetting about right now. You all pray specifically for that, and others who are coming, specifically for the remainder of the service, for the anointing to flow, for the Word of God, for souls, the gospel have free course, yada yada yada. I believe y'all got my point. So we're gonna be real strategic with that as we're going. All right, we've already talked about Labor Day. Already talked about a little bit. It was really light, 11:15. They kind of staggered in toward the end, but it still was light. I've already given you the numbers. I've already talked about too much walking. I already talked about praise team back and forth. I had it on there twice. That's how mad I was about that thing. All right, so I'm done with that. I already talked about that. I had another one that I wanted to hit, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Where is it? Man, where's my other? Where's my other one? Speaking of minister of worship, Miss Carol brought to my attention that we have it on here. We had it on here twice when it comes down to the connection, passing out the connection cards. I want you guys to be paying attention to that. When we're doing, we got intercessory prayer. This is a normal lineup, 11:15. Intercessory prayer, praise and worship, prayer by the minister of worship when they're praying for the word and backsliders and all that kind of stuff. Remainder of the service. And then we're acknowledging our first-time visitors. If we have any first-time visitors, raise your hand. Raise your hand, first-time visitors. When they raise their hand, this is the time that the sanctuary servants are coming with the cards and they're passing out the connection cards at that particular time. Passing out the connection cards. And ministers of worship is very important. As I said, I caught myself when I did it last week that I did not make mention of the connection cards and what it was all about. I want you guys to be telling them to fill the cards out, turn it in, to make sure they get a gift. I don't want us just to run past that because connecting with our visitors is very, very, very important. Our first time, Miss Haskins has been on our retention ministry, and it's very important, very essential that we stay on top of that every single week. We only had 2 FTVs this past week, but it's all good in the hood. It's all good. I found Mother's taking note. It's all good. But we're going to fix that moving forward, TT. We'll put acknowledge the first-time visitors, and we'll put the pass-out connection cards and things in that same time slot, and then we'll go into the welcome song. If we we'll cut the lights up at that time when we acknowledge the first-time visitors. We'll cut the lights up rather. Then the sanctuary service come with the connection cards. When they get the connection cards, the minister of worship is explaining to them, turn your card in, fill in your card. This is hassle-free. We're not going to harass you. If you turn it in, we have a gift for you for coming and worshiping with us for the first time. And then we go into the welcome song and we go to the remainder of the service. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Miss Carol. I can see how that could be very, very, very confusing. All right. A couple of things, quick items, and I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I want you guys to be praying. I want to make mention of this. I can, I'm trying to be really intentional nowadays, and mention some things, mention the elephants in the room, mention some things that are, on everybody's mind and everybody see. You may not say it necessarily to me, you're probably saying it amongst yourselves. Be praying for Ray. Ray went down to Miami. Just kind of get himself recalibrated, get his head together, so to speak. He's fine. He's doing okay. But you're more than welcome to reach out to him. More than welcome to, Ray's a very good brother. I don't know if he's gonna watch this or not. He's a very good brother. We love him to life. So you can reach out to him. He's in Miami. He went away, kind of get himself together, pray in time of prayer, time of fasting, that type of thing. But reach out to him. Everybody's asking about him, but I want you to know what's going on with him, so you guys can kind of know what you need to be doing. Just pray for him. Reach out to him. Tell him you miss him. Tell him, hey man, call me, something like that. If he ain't answering, not hitting you back, keep on calling him and keep on texting him. And we've had some really good things this year. We've had a great family game night. We've had two great poetry nights. Very disappointed in the turnout when it comes down to the poetry night. I think we have to do a better job, ministry leaders, with just supporting what it is that we do. I know everybody may not be poetry buffs, but I think we ought to do a better job. I talked to you, Miss Jewel, about pushing, especially with the millennials. I think it's just a no-brainer with the millennials and the poetry night to get together. We looked around the room, a lot of the people that were there were millennials, and even our guests that were there were millennials. So I think it's just a no-brainer to push that through the ministry, through our millennials, and also to everyone. Get some juice on that. We had an announcements. We were talking about it. We were pushing it. We just got to do a better job. But we done some good things this year, as I made mention of already. But we got to tighten up on that. Well, I'm really focusing as we finish the year strong. Really focusing in on. We already got our men up and rolling. We're gonna do another men's Man Cave Monday coming up soon this month. The date escapes me right now, but it's already on the books. Then we're really strategic when it comes down to TIL Lit. We got some things coming up. We're going to get TIL Lit off the ground before the year is over. If it's nothing but an event, we're going to do something with our youth because we're committed to youth empowerment. Yes, we are. So we're going to do something when it comes down to TIL Lit. before the end of the year. Lady C is working with me on that. We're going to do something concerning marriage. This has been our big 3 items all year: men, marriages, and millennials. Millennials is up and running. We already got some dates on the book for millennials. I'm excited about that. We're going to be meeting, going to be coming together. We're just going to we're just trying to create a space, as we did with the singles, as we do with as we will be doing with the marriage, and as we will be doing with the men. We're creating spaces, creating circles where we can fellowship. So we're going to be doing something when it comes down to marriage this year, 40 years out. A marriage event. If it's nothing more than just coming together, fellowshipping, and talking as couples, we're going to put that on the books, and we're going to do that. So I want to finish the year strong. Though we got the millennials are rolling. The men's ministry is rolling. We just got to get the TIL Lit going. The TIL Lit showed up and showed out at the poetry night. Phenomenal job incorporating them. Jewel, that was a great job with the singing and also the poetry. That was phenomenal. Thank you. That was good. So we're going to get the marriage going, TIL Lit going. We're going to put some juice behind the rest of our events that we're going to do this year. Marcus, please check on. It's 40 minutes in. Hopefully he's still looking. I know everybody is because you watch it to the end. Check on the camera. The camera's in California. We had to send it off to get it fixed, get it worked on. So check on it. I saw that they received it on Friday. We got a UPS thing saying they received it. Call them tomorrow and check on our camera so we can get our camera back and figure out what's going on with that. We did what we had to do. We was using a camera, literally camera Sunday. We did what we can do. Camera work was shaky. Literally, camera work was shaky, but we did what we need to do. But, praise the Lord. I'm still going to upload the 9 o'clock service on YouTube. Marcus, Robert, whomever, I want you guys to take the 11:15 service off the app and upload the 9 o'clock service. 9 o'clock service was good. Phenomenal. Anointment was there. I don't know what happened 11:15. Praise the Lord. Anyway, but I want to put that on the app. 9 o'clock. You can leave 11:15 on there. Just upload 9 o'clock for me and put that on there. Want to add... I don't know what this is. When it comes down, I want to add some stuff to the connection book, to connection team. My connection team, hear me, hear ye. I want to add some information to the connection book. So get with me on that. I want to add some stuff that I think is vital. So we're gonna talk about that. That's it. I still don't know what's going on with the pictures. Cam was trying to tell me something when it come down on the app pictures. I don't remember what you said. But we still don't got the pictures on the thing. She was telling me, Flickr, got to get with Marcus. Marcus put the wrong birth date in. That was 2 weeks ago. I don't know what's going on with that. Can y'all please fix that so we can upload some pictures on the app? Thank you very much. I'll end on that. To make sure I hit everybody. Mimi. I've already hit you guys on when it comes down to, I want to get with you guys when it comes to connection. Put some in the connection book, and also with men's Man Cave Monday, we're gonna be grubbing. So Mimi, Miss Cece have been helping me when it comes down to food. Maybe you can get the information her. She probably already knows. She got the calendar. She normally stays on top of it. But let her know we got that coming down. Mama Graves, intercessory prayer, Pastor's Aid, communion. Appreciate your communion went well. We got too much communion on hand. We talked about that Sunday. Mama Graves, thank you. I got your roster, and I got your roster and your somewhat of a handbook, I believe, for pastoral aid and intercessory prayer. Thank you, Mama Graves. Mimi, I still don't have your roster for Connection Hospitality Team. If you send it to me, I'm sorry. I don't have it here. I don't remember receiving it. I even went back through my emails to see all the rosters and the people that I have, but I don't have anything. Ms. Jewel, I don't have your roster either. Singles Ministry, Creative Arts, don't have your roster. I don't know if we talked about having that. I don't think you need necessarily a handbook. I know you got a handbook for singles ministry, but if you can email that handbook for singles ministry, that would be great, so I can have that on hand. Or you gave me a copy. Just remind me to get it, because I remember it's in blue folder now. That's the connection. We need to put that and pimp that and put that in our folder, so we can stay consistent with what we got. All our other handbooks. Your handbook is great, though. I remember it now. But I still don't have your roster, Miss Jewel. Sure, is spearheading the PAs, the pastoral assistants. I don't got your roster, baby boy. I need your roster too, and you got a handbook too. So I need to holler at you. Jeree, praise team. I got your roster and handbook. Thank you so much. Outreach. When it comes down, that's a two-headed thing there with Miss Lass and RJ. I don't have. We got two heads and still don't have any roster. I don't think it's necessarily a handbook. It'd probably be good to have set up breakdown for outreach, but I don't have that. Miss Carol, thank you so much. I got all of your stuff. I got your roster and your handbook. Brother Pompey, parking / security. I got all your stuff. Thank you, sir. Roster and handbook. Robert and Marcus, another two-headed ordeal there. I still don't have a roster though. I don't have a roster. I got a handbook. I got to finish going through, so we can get that done. When it comes down to multimedia, we're really going to be really strong when it comes down to that multimedia, because we're going to have us a man on the computer, man on the sound, and a man on the camera. You watch me. We're gonna get it done, and we're gonna get it taken care of. We're gonna be high octane. Miss Wise, thank you so much. I have your roster, cleanup crew roster and handbook. Arnisha, I don't have your roster and handbook for your said ministries. I don't know if we have a handbook necessarily for millennials. I don't remember what we talked about, but I need who's involved in the millennials ministry. I need you to give me something. Miss Stella, I don't have your, surprisingly, I don't have your roster handbook. If I already have it in hand, I'm sorry. I forgot, but I don't have it accessible. I look for it, but I don't have it. Don't have your roster handbook. I need that for seasoned saints. Miss Haskins, we've been working on first time visitor retention. You don't need a roster and handbook for that. Rebecca, with the dancers, I have your roster and handbook. Thank you. Kim, with children's ministry, I have your roster and handbook. Thank you. But all of those that think gospel music going too far, you think we gotten too radical for our message, Mr. Stella, Arnisha, Marcus and Robert, Ms. Lass, RJ, Jewel, and Mimi, I still need your roster and your handbook to whoever that is, whoever that's appropriate for. Let me know what's going on with that. I'm going to close with this, you all. I don't think you guys really realize I'm 47 minutes in. I'm sorry, but I'm really not, because all this is important information. I don't think you guys really realize the season that we're in and how important this moment is that God is affording Truth and Love Ministry. We are right now on the cusp of some major things as a ministry. God has given us momentum. God has given us favor. We have first-time visitors every week. People are joining, had a family join. Even I thought 11:15 service wasn't hardly good like that at all. In my personal opinion, I'm my own worst critic when it comes down to everything. We still had a family join. They had been visiting us well over a year, and they joined on a Sunday like that. I'm like, well, no, that was God. But God has given us a window of opportunity, and we have to capitalize on this window of opportunity. So first and foremost, if you guys work on your ministries at least one day a week, I promise you that we will continue to explode, and God will just not continue to explode. We will explode, and God will just breathe on our ministry like never before. Work on your ministry one day a week. I know you're busy. I know you're doing this. I know you're doing that. One day a week. Work on your craft like your life depends on it, and like the life of your ministry depends on it. Guess what? Because it really does. The life of our ministry depends on how hard you're going to work on what you've been assigned to and what you've been given. So listen, you all, I want you to capitalize this moment with us. I want to do ministry together, and that segues to my last thought. I don't think you guys realize how hard you make it for me and Lady C when you guys don't work together. It's hard enough. It's like herding cats to get the congregation to come together, to get everybody on one accord, to get everybody going down the same page, to get this and this. It's hard enough to get the congregants on the same page. But then when it comes to the ministry leaders and ministry spearheads, you guys don't like working together. You guys don't like serving together. You guys don't like talking together. You don't like collaborating with one another. You don't know how much you quench the ministry and bottleneck the ministry. But you know, the picture is a champagne bottle, for lack of a better way, or wine bottle. You got it has that long neck and that big body, and when there's something clogging the neck, it can't get down to the body. It's called I just said the term, but I can't remember it right now. It's you're clogging. What's the term? I just said it. But anyway, you're clogging the flow throughout the entire ministry when the leaders don't work together. So please, put aside your differences. Put aside your ups and downs and ins and outs, and this person don't like that person. This person don't like that person. Y'all don't like this and y'all don't like that. Please leave all that pettiness and messiness alone, because that's one thing that my wife and I do not tolerate. Culture is what the leaders create, and what we allow and what we tolerate. We don't tolerate back talking. We don't tolerate bickering and fighting amongst ourselves. Cam says all the time, Pastor don't talk about nobody. That's one thing about Pastor. He's not going to talk about it. He's not going to say nothing about anybody. I'll mess around. I'll joke. I'll say some things in jest as playing or whatever. Or you may catch me in a hot moment when I'm mad and I'll say something about somebody. And then you bet your bottom dollar, if I say something about somebody and they're not present, I'm going to say it to them, so I won't be talking behind their back, because I like that track record, not talking behind somebody's back. But I don't tolerate that. My wife don't tolerate that. There's bickering and there's fighting, there's messiness, and we're not going to allow it. So you guys, with everything that I have, all the strength that I have, I'm asking y'all to work together, to love one another, to serve along with one another, that way we can get this thing done and we can get God some glory and some honor. We can pull some souls out of hell. We can bring back some backsliders, and we can restore the breach that the enemy is trying to tear down. I love y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Continue to do what it is that God has called you to do. Godspeed.